Alright guys, so check it out. So this here's our bike and this here's our e-bike. Probably one of the smallest boxes we've seen yet for an e-bike. So I'm actually kind of curious to see how this opens up and what exactly is inside of it. Now, obviously, this one here is going to be more of a build it yourself kind of kit. So together we'll be unboxing it, seeing exactly what's inside, and then going from there. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Put this down. All right, so this here's the packaging. Not exactly sure what's inside here, but let's find out. Holy moly. All right, so this is it. So you have all this packaging and parts here to build this thing. I mean, this thing looks really cool. You have the carbon fiber drive belt there, and this is actually the official built version of our bike. This is 15, and this says here, your awesome city Vanture has passed 25 quality tests. Can't wait to see you ride it. Enjoy your ride. So that looks really cool. And then inside here, if you kind of take a little bit deeper look, you can see all the parts and the components. Everything is there. This thing looks really wicked. Again, more of a building experience than anything. Holy moly, just keeps going. So together, actually not together, she got a buddy here coming to go ahead and build this for us. So let's go ahead and cue that up and see what this thing looks like built. All right, so it's finally built. So some first impressions of the bike. It looks really cool, definitely very lightweight. Almost has that carbon fiber feel to it. Now, the one thing I'm really a big fan of is the fact that the battery is integrated into the frame. You can see it right over here. Now, in terms of the build process goes, so our friend that actually built this for us owned a shop and said that this here was probably out of 7 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. And if you don't have much bike experience to begin with, it would probably be almost about a 9 out of 10 to build it. Now, the main reason behind that is the cables itself are kind of hard to run through. But overall, the numbering system, as you can see throughout the bike, is actually very nice and really useful to use. Now, being almost like a road bike, you do have those nice thin wall tires, and it has a very sporty edge feel. However, you do lack a suspension, so just keep that in mind in terms of going over bumps or the sidewalks. And this thing here can top out about 20-22 miles per hour. Now, I really like the fact that it does have an LCD screen right over here. So when you hit this power button right over here, it'll go ahead and turn it on, and it'll start off with the Vanpowers logo, and it'll show eco mode. Now, this only has a pedal assist mode, meaning you don't have a throttle. So only when you pedal, the bike will start picking up. So over here, the arrows, you can hit up and go from eco mode to normal mode to touring mode, and then power, and then lastly boost. Now, obviously, it being a lightweight bike, it does pick up quite fast, so it should be interesting to see how it all plays out. Now, you do lack the headlight and, of course, the taillight on this, but again, being more of a conventional bike, I think this is definitely really nicely designed. Now, you only have the single gear box right here, so you do have the carbon drive chain right here. So it's almost made out of like a 3D printed material. Looks really cool and doesn't have any oil. You do have your disc brakes for the front and the rear, and you can see the motor right here for the wheel too. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop onto this thing next and try it out. Alright, so overall a very smooth bike. Now this thing is designed more for the roads or a nature preserve kind of feeling. However, you want to make sure you don't want to go any bumpy surfaces, mainly for the fact that this thing doesn't have a suspension, so you really do feel that. Now being very lightweight, it's very agile, which I'm a big fan of. So let's go ahead and take this thing out next on a forest preserve and try it out.
So coming back from the nature preserve, I personally felt like this was a really comfortable bike to ride. The only issue was if there was a certain kind of like debris or like a branch, you actually do feel it, and it does cause some vibration in the steering. Now that said, again, like I said, this here is more of a racing bike than anything, especially with the small seat. It's not an overly comfortable cruiser, but more or less a racer. And I really think it's a cool bike overall, and the whole build process of it is actually very fun, especially if you're into building bikes. And another thing is that this thing is really lightweight. I mean, I can go ahead and lift it up like this, even with one hand, no problem at all. And that is a cool thing about this particular e-bike. Generally speaking, most e-bikes with a battery like this is really heavy, and it's not really conventional. This thing here looks like almost like any other bike without a battery on it, which is really neat. Now, with that said, if you guys had any questions at all, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.